I want to ask a straight and simple question. Was the goal ever equality in the United States of America? Seriously, was the goal ever economic just in America? Like, was the goal for real to allow all ethnic groups, all people of different demographics, which I'm basically answering no, because I'm saying different demographics, right? Like, when I think of the United States, rhetorical stuff, obviously, right? When I'm thinking of the United States, I'm like, man, like, does anybody else think about this? I'm only talking about things to have people actually think. The United States of America, to which it stands, one nation under God. How long have they been feeding us this? And it's twofold. Okay, how long have they been feeding us this, which is for basically centuries? But how long are we gonna keep eating it? Right? We're getting shit-faced with propaganda. We're so ill in the head that we don't even, there's a lot. Maybe most people don't even believe in it anymore. But like when you guys watch shows and movies, and sorry if I'm jumping up and blah 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 blah. But when you guys watch movies and shows and shit, like when people are like so deep into something, into trouble, like they know the shit's bad. But people get to a plateaued state. Their mind just becomes watered down, and there's like a shock value to just humans where we just get stuck and complacent, and we have options, or we know where to look for a better stability or better situations. Like, we know that we need to remove from that friend who gives us bad energy and vibes. Like, we know this stuff. We know that we have to quit our job. Like, we know all this, Yet we just succumb to just insecurity. Like, there's a shallow confidence there with us being able to pivot. And it's crazy that we're such a progressive, again, at least from an economical standpoint, to a degree, that's my point, we're such a progressive species, but it's like, as I just move day to day, as I just live, I'm just like, man, the economic divide, it just keeps widening. And for people that I know, people in my family, friends, neighbors, current or former working peers, like, I always ask this at the end of the day: are we truly happy? That's all. That's all. Are we truly happy? Is it true economic failure of the United States of America, or is it just the delusions of us thinking that we as American citizens should be provided true, equal benefits as American citizens, no matter what? Like, is this all true? I don't know. I'm always looking for understanding and dialogue as to why we do the things we do. I truly am. Why do we do the things we do? Is it straight psychological? Like, is it I'm dying, guys. It's hot. Is it is it spiritual? Like, is this above our physical capabilities, to why a lot of things we put our hands to is negative or it's not working? You know? Do we as Americans, do we care anymore about savings? Do we care anymore about health? Do we care anymore about work-life balance? Do we care anymore about committed long-term relationships? Like, do we just care anymore about stuff? It just seems like we're going through the motions because when I look around, when I look at the statistics, when I look at the numbers, when I look at the mundane, you know, the unwavering, facial expressions of people, when I hear people's tone, when I see people's actions all together, it's like we're struggling. We're struggling, and it's like we have to tell ourselves in that moment, at the top of the day, at the bottom of the night, we got to tell ourselves that we got to just make it to the next day. Do we care about retirement anymore? Do we care about actually doing something very impactful? Do we care about change, not economic progression, not AI, not building more systems, like not all this stuff? Do we care about actually changing one situation? Do we care about changing your situation? I care though. I care. I care for you guys. I do. I care because I care about my situation. And I know there's a lot of people who's represented in a way that I am. I know I represent a lot of people because I am not, you know, the most opportunistic being. I am a statistic, right? I'm a minority, you know, right? Although I'm an American citizen, right? I'm a target in America. You know how sick that sounds? So for the whatever percentage, what is it? What is it, guys? 8%, 10%? Somebody keep me honest. For the whatever percentage that we are in America as Black Americans, right? Or non-Caucasian Americans, we are a target. We are looking to always be neutralized from every category of life, from every subject of life. And that's just what I want to get to. It's just like, why? You know, like, why? Is it economic failure or is this just by design? Is it the matrix? Because economics, it only goes so high. Economics is essentially physical, you know? So when I say the matrix, right, just as an FYI, I'm not talking about the movie. I'm not talking about this fictitious thing. The matrix is just another terminology of just a higher level world that 99.9% of us really can't see. We can't understand physically. Like there has to be some sort of awakening, some sort of experience, some sort of epiphany that we understand that this is a chessboard. And to not be pawns, we have to be king and queens. That's it. So the pawns that we're born as, we have to change. Like there's a point of our life, and that could happen as a teenager or as old as 60 or 70 years old, right? Because it's all physical. But when we're tired of always seeing physical, right, then we could actually see the shit for what it truly is. Is it economic failure or are we born to be neutralized? Again, by certain subjects and categories of life within this system, matrix, or spiritual world. Because we're all energy first, we're all consciousness first, right? And then we're formed and we got skin and bones and all that, but we're energy and consciousness first, guys. So just think on that, right? Just think on that, If most of you guys can agree, right, without feeling offended or feeling like you're targeted, by my speech, which you should be, because I'm targeted by my own speech. I mean, we got to understand this shit. If you guys understand that there has been an economic decline, but you understand it not from a physical standpoint, you understand it from a spiritual standpoint, from an extraterrestrial standpoint, right? Right now, I'm not talking about aliens. I'm just talking about higher level shit. Energy. We're energy. We're sound first. When we start realizing that this shit wasn't made for us to win, right? We got percentages, demographics, like I said a little bit earlier, for a reason. We got all these levels of classism, right? Discrimination, racism will forever exist. There has to be a superiority, and then there has to be a group who's inferior. That's how it goes. That's how it was always meant to go. It just was. But I'll end on this. It doesn't have to be this way if we understand how to read between the lines and see things, people, places, environments, music, programs. We start seeing things for what it truly is, for what it's truly designed to do. Keep us sick, docile, compliant, and chained. That's it. When we understand that this is the system, for most of us, I'm not even talking about just people who are minority. I'm talking about, people of all skin color and all ethnic groups. Yes, some people have it less than others. That's how worse than others, how the cards is played. But when we understand that if we're not that 1%, and again, the 1%, that's only financial, right? That's not even like, that means nothing to me. Someone being rich or well off means nothing to me. But when we're talking about people who are on the lower end of economic divide, the only way to escape it is to change your mind on how you think about everything. Like, honestly, most things have to change. That means there's a sacrifice that has to happen. That means there's isolation that has to happen. That means some days you have this mundane feeling that comes about on you. It happens. It happens to me. It happens to me. I wouldn't say I get depressed, but I'm like, wow, like there's a sadness I feel. And I'm not talking about necessarily for myself. There's a sadness that comes about me. It's a weird thing, guys. It really is. I kid you not. I really kid you not. I'm not a religious person, but I believe in higher level energy. I believe in a higher level universe, because that's what the universe is. We're just so physical, we're just so like worried about how we look and shit and clothes and shit. But there's a sadness that comes about me every so often. And it's like, damn, we're getting fucked. That's just how I feel. We are, we think it's genetics and history, which it is. It tends to repeat itself, but who's going to break the cycle? That's all we want to do. That's all we want to promote here. That's it. It's people breaking the cycle. So, if I said something cool, whatever, hit us up. Don't like or don't, But these are people who I'm talking to. I'm talking to people who are trying to change and or at least tired of being on that lower end of economic divide. Yes, both from a physical standpoint, because we're humans and we live in this industrialized and digital world, but tired of just not being able to see shit. Tired of not having discernment and reading people. Tired of feeling victim and feeling preyed on. It's a fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me type of mindset. I can't keep getting fooled, man, honestly.